The Fed forecast the housing market. That's just simple. There's no other way to put that. Because the Fed just met, they met in mid-June. They're not meeting again until mid-July. Everybody's saying they're not going to raise it. What does that mean for the summer selling season? By the way, we're right in it. It goes from about March 1st to July 15th. That's 2 weeks down the road. But what does it also mean for August, September, October, November, even December? We're going to cover that. We're going to talk about what the trends are looking like and also what you can do to be prepared for the season as it ends and also moving forward. The next Fed meeting is July 30th, 31st. Their forecast is not to raise the rates. That's going to hurt because although it's not tied directly to our interest rates, of course that has something to do with it. My name is George Philbeck. This is my incredibly talented and even more wise Jacquie Sosa. We're a real estate couple. We focus on real estate predominantly in Florida. But we're here to give you some insight into what's going on because not only is Florida vulnerable at this point, the entire country is, and we're going to run into some struggles for a couple of reasons. First off, our credit card debt we're carrying as a country is higher than it's ever been. That makes our economy a little unstable. We've got high inflation, which they're trying to correct, but we all know we're paying 20% more for everything across the board. The buying season, the selling season is over. It ends really mid-July, so it's a couple weeks from now. And what does that mean? Well, let's take a look at what's going on in the current market and see how that affects. For that, I want to go to a couple graphs I want to share with you, and then we're going to forecast what does this look like in August, September, October? What does it look like if you're buying a home? What does it look like if you're selling a home in this environment? Let's get to it. So I'm going to use Orlando as an example. Of course, this crosses over across a lot, and we want to talk about interest rates right now. So let's take a look at what the interest rates are currently. Now, you're going to notice that our prime interest rate for our conventional loans, that's the upper left-hand corner, that's at 6.8, and our VA loans are at 6.4. Those aren't as high as they were. We saw them all into sevens before, but they're not down as much as we want as well. And they're still going to take getting down into the low sixes. I think we're going to do that. I know I got pie in my face last time. This is what it looked like. I don't ever want to forecast again where I'm that wrong and they throw pie in my face. If you notice, my dog Scotch was jumping up all excited. He ate all the pie after it fell on the ground, and I cussed out Jacquie for hitting me so hard. Let's take a look at what our sales are looking like right now. Okay, what you're currently looking at on the bottom line is May 2024, and I want you to focus on the new contracts. You'll notice that there's 2,653 new contracts in the month of May. Okay, that's great. Good to know. Let's go to the yellow line at the top, which is May 2023. 2,996. That is down 343 homes from last year. That means we're selling 343 homes in our metro area less than we did last year. Okay, not a big deal. Let's take a look at what 2022 looks like. May 2022, we sold 3,226 homes. So more homes sold in 2022, but we still had higher interest rates. You're absolutely right, we did, but people weren't concerned that this was a long-term thing. At least that's my opinion. That's still down 230 homes. That's not really that big of a concern. The big concern is what's coming next. Let's take a look at the next one. Now we're looking at May 2021. We had 3,988 new contracts. That is 762 contracts more than we did the previous year. And that's a total of 66% less contracts year over year over the last 3 years. Now, I'm sorry, that's cumulative. That's over the last 3 years. We have 66% less. This is because of the interest rates. We have a lot of buyer pent-up demand, a lot of seller pent-up demand. Nobody wants to trade. I get that. Makes sense to me. Why would I give away a 3% for 6.5%? Hence the reason the Fed's projections are affecting us. Now, what's going to happen as we get into the latter part of this year? Well, first off, as of around 2 weeks from now, anybody that's buying because they're moving for schools, which pushes a lot of the rest of the market up. We've got children going back to school and people are doing their summer moving and they want to move to Florida because we have amazing beaches and it's such a great place to live and you've got the theme parks. But that's about to end because our schools start the first week or two of August. And even the northern buyers who are moving down, their schools start the first week of September. So at the very best, they've already determined what homes they're going to buy. July 15th is about the end of the season. Now, if you're trying to sell, be aware of your pricing strategy. You should be looking at your competition. You should be looking at what else is on the market. Now, yes, our prices are going up, but remember, they've only gone up about 5% in the last 2 years. So don't think that you can add 10% because that's the market. It won't serve you. And buyers, if you're buying home, remember the rates will come down. Every forecast is they'll come down by December or into the beginning of the year. So you're always going to be able to do a refi when you're purchasing a home. Find the right home. You should have more available because our inventory is going through the roof. What I started with, how did the Fed stick it to us? By spending. We spent way too much money. We've got inflation. We've got to fix it. The Fed has no choice but to correct this problem. And inflation is the only way. What they have to do is they've got to keep this going for a little while until we get our inflation numbers down, which will start to finally balance out our dollar amount. I mean, my God, everybody here, their dollar is spending 20% less than it used to 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. This is not a political statement. This is fact. It costs us more, and that's got to be under control. So this is ripping off the Band-Aid. I expect that by the time the election comes, for everybody out there, get out and vote. Your voice matters. I don't care who you vote for. I care that you vote. It's important that your voice is heard. And then let's move forward and help whoever is brought into office be successful in fixing our economy. It's going to fix the housing market. If you're selling, watch your dollars. Watch what you're pricing your home at. Be aware and cognizant and move swiftly. Your agent should be showing you what's on the market. More importantly, what has gone under contract, meaning what buyer did you lose? Because they're out looking at another home that's about the same as yours, but it's got a little nicer pool, and they've decided to place a contract on there. You need to know that, and at what price did they choose their home over yours. And if you're buying a home, look at all of your inventory, not just on the homes that are appealing to you. And the number of days a property's been on the market if you're buying a home is relevant. Your agent should be able to guide you through the process. How long have they been on the market? What does it mean? What's their motivation? These are things that'll help you as well. Folks, I'm always of the belief that buying a home is a great thing. Being a homeowner, terrific. It will save you money long term. It is really close right now because of the interest rates between renting and buying. So if you're not forced to buy, or you're not sure you're going to be somewhere for around 6 or 7 years, don't buy. Don't be foolish. Rent. Okay, it's almost a break even at this point. But if the interest rate comes down, you will be better served in a home. And remember, refinancing is easy to do. And motivated sellers will gladly pay 1 point, which is 1%. Let's say $5,000 to buy down your rate. So you'll have a locked in lower rate for at least 1 year, probably 2. Feel free to reach out to us. We'll talk to you about a 2-1 buy down and recommend a couple of agents you can speak to that are great lending mortgage agents. It'll help you with that. Here's the thing. Be cautious. It isn't like it used to be. It's not going to be for quite a while. We've got a challenge here in our housing market, and real estate is about to change come August, when all of a sudden there'll be no buyer side commission that is advertised. So you'll be hiring a buyer agent to represent you and exclusively you in the purchase of your home. That's a good thing. They work just on your behalf. Compensation will be paid for either by a cooperative compensation to you as the buyer, which you can then in turn use towards compensating your real estate agent. You may work out an agreement to work with them directly. Doesn't matter. Make sure you have the proper representation. You're looking for somebody who knows what's going on, knows how to negotiate, provides extraordinary service, and legally protects you. That's on the buyer side. The seller side, you're looking for a great marketer and a hell of a negotiator, because those two things will absolutely affect your ability to sell quickly for the most amount of money with the least amount of hassle. If you've got any questions, reach out to us. We're here to answer them. Put something in the comments. We'll do that as well. And as always, we appreciate you subscribing. We'll try and keep you as informed as we can. This is about you. You're the only ones that matter. God bless y'all. Bye now.